Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
Why do we care so much about the flag? It's just a piece of fabric. I get it. It represents blah, 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 blah. But all the shit that it represents, like the American dream was dead long ago. We've been shitting on our veterans for fucking decades.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's the Constitution we should be worried about, not the fucking flag. Hitler had a flag. Stalin had a flag. We have the Constitution, right? So I don't give a fuck about the flag, and the flag has let a lot of people down. Talk about every fucking Black American. Talk about every Native American. You know?
Yeah.
But you're supposed to fucking, God damn it, you fucking respect our flag. You know, like, it almost makes me want to do like a video of me pissing on the flag. Like, you know?
They will come for you.
It's just a piece of fabric.
But they take it so seriously. It's just disgusting.
It's so weird.
It's really weird.
It's so weird. This person on Facebook was like, God bless America. And I'm like, can't you just say God bless everybody? You know? Like,
that's what I say. God bless the whole world, you know? That's what I say.
What about
everybody's suffering?
How about just God bless? Because if you're saying God bless America, you're basically saying, and fuck every place else.
Yeah.
You know?
Stop everybody. Like everybody that's breathing, animal, like every living thing.
And it's so ignorant to say God bless America because we're bombing all these other countries.
Yeah, and now we have, the United States is attacking itself right now with the people that's living here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then to see all those National Guards and all those, servicemen sleeping on the floor of the Capitol to protect it, it's disgusting. They're eating out of these boxes and stuff like that. It's sad. Like, that's just
why the fuck don't they have cots for them to sleep on? These poor guys are on a tile floor. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they were sleeping on stairs, the marble floors, and
they should have the hallways lined with army cots for them. Like, what the fuck? Sleeping on a hard cold floor.
It took so long to even get there, My thing is like when the Black Lives Matter, whatever, and we're not even talking about just the Black Lives Matter. When any time that there's people protesting, they put a stop to it immediately. The cops come, you get beat up, you get in jail, all this shit, right? But when they went and stormed the freaking Capitol, and now they're saying they were pushed in, and it's like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, and no cops was there to really put order over there and to save the Congress people.
There was no cops, like compared to like Black Lives Matter. Like on a peaceful Black Lives Matter protest, there'd be cops lining the streets in riot gear. And here we got nothing. Like a few, like maybe 50, maybe 100 inside the Capitol. But outside the Capitol, there was like 20 maybe? There should have been hundreds. And there would have been if it was like Occupy. There was hundreds, right? Remember Occupy? They put fucking barbed wire fence around the White House like they just did.
Yeah.
Right? They had guards. They had barbed wire. They were like, "Fuck you, stay away."
They did a whole lot of shit.
This time somehow they just slipped on through. And I don't know. You've seen the video probably of the cops opening up the gates and letting the people through.
I saw videos of Congress people that, like this Black Congresswoman, she said that a lot of the minority chambers, the panic button was ripped out the day prior to that riot happening. And they are saying this. AOC said herself that she saw people there on the 5th walking with several Congress people. And she said the white supremacy is right here in Congress within the parties there. And she's like, I'm seeing it firsthand. They were trying to tell them where we were at. This is coming from her own mouth on her Instagram. Wow. And she said she feared for her life. She was like, these people are trying to kill me. And a lot of them were scared. And a lot of them ended up getting COVID because they was with some Republicans that refused to wear a mask.
Yeah. That part's crazy, right? Oh, we got somebody. Well, they were in the house. They weren't in. They popped in and out. Vanilla. Portlander Joe started listening a minute ago. I think he's out though. But yeah, exactly.
Just a lot of shit going on. They knew too much, and there's videos of them even, like somebody with a megaphone was telling them and directing them exactly where to go. So they had a floor plan and a layout on where to go. There was a lady with a megaphone. She was like, you're going to go right, you're going to go left, you're going to go through this door, you're going to see some chairs, you're going to see some chambers, and you're going to do this. And they saying everything and putting it on, Instagram and on Facebook as they were doing this. They was videoing everything and putting it live. Like, look at me.
Yeah, there were leaders of the Proud Boys with bullhorns giving directions.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the way from the president's speech to the Capitol.
But he was friends with, there's several pictures of him, friends with the president and his son, the junior. Several pictures with them.
With who? The guy with the horns on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can look it up. Yeah, you can look it up. Several pictures with him, with the members of that staff. That's why a lot of people from Congress is saying that it was an inside job, and that's why it's being looked into. Because if this, if they catch the people who was down with this, they should be, taken out of office. Because they pose a threat. They pose a threat.
We got Daily Destroyer just joined in on the convo. What's going on? Feel free to chime in. We're talking about anything you want to, basically, but we're kind of talking about how it seemed like the cops might have been in on it when the Capitol was stormed, because I don't know, you saw footage of them just kind of talking nice with people and
taking pictures,
and they weren't fucking people up like you saw them fucking people up in Black Lives Matter. Like Black Lives Matter, 7 reporters even got permanently blinded by getting shot in the face with a rubber bullet.
Yeah.
And then there's countless footage of seeing peaceful protesters shot or just getting beat by the cops because they were filming.
Mm-hmm.
And the cops didn't want to be filmed. And then there's that notorious footage of when the cop pushed that 76-year-old man and he cracked his head on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That was
hard. Trying to give them their helmet back.
That was hard to watch. And yeah, exactly. And if you see the whole footage, he's trying to give them their helmet back. They push him so hard, he cracks his head open on the sidewalk. They walk by and leave him lying there. Wow.
Yeah. And then Trump said, that was all staged. That wasn't true. Meanwhile, the man was in critical condition in the hospital while Trump is telling the news and tweeting and whatever that he uses, saying that it was a lie, that it was a fake and it's fake news and the guy was okay and he was an actor and just talking a whole bunch of garbage.
What the fuck kind of country are we living in? And what are they training the police when that's how when that's their go-to movement is to just fuck somebody up? Like, what are they telling them? Like, we're the enemy, I guess, right? The public is the enemy at this point.
Yeah, but the protesters were on video saying we were training for this day. That's scary. And that's what the words that they used. And there's video footage of them saying that in the Capitol saying we were trained for this day.
Yeah, yeah. Right. But no rubber bullets to the face, no fucking tear gas. Like, why didn't they just bust out tear gas and fucking everybody would have been running out of the Capitol, right?
Mm-hmm.
No tear gas.
And they said a lot of the protesters was pissing and shitting all over the House of Representatives, where they make laws. There was shit everywhere. They said it was so much feces there that they had to get a hazmat crew to clean all the piss and the shit that was everywhere, all over the offices of the Congress people. They stole a lot of the binders with information and laptops and everything.
Seriously, they were crapping in their offices? Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, there was shit everywhere.
Now, see that I'm pretty much that I'm kind of down with.
Like, I walked into shit today.
You know, because who doesn't think Nancy Pelosi's a shithead, right? Boom.
I think that the people in Congress, they are too old to be there. We need some new blood, some young people in there, because you have people that's been in there for like 60 years. They're like 90 years old. Nancy Pelosi is like freaking 80 years old. They need some new blood in there. I'm tired of all these people holding office to the day that they die. That doesn't make any sense.
Thank you. It doesn't make any sense. The only way it makes sense is because they've sold out, so they're always going to vote the same way. So the corporations that they sold out to want to keep them in business or in power, so that they don't have to worry about buying out the next politician, right? I mean, because that's the only reason. Because name one corporation where their fucking CEO is over fucking 65.
Yeah.
Can't do it, right? But our Congress, fucking like 70% of them are over 55. Like, what the fuck? And the average age in the United States is like 23. So
it's like freaking 65. You don't see all of them. They like old as dirt. A lot of them wear dentures, and like they need to be at home in geriatrics and just like chilling and going to, spending time with their grandchildren. They need to live out their lives like that, not trying to make laws that they want to keep from back in the day. It's not back in the day anymore. Their mentality is back in the days.
They should have retired at 65 to make room for the next people. Why are you hogging up all this why are you hogging up a job in this fucking down career time,
Like, retire already. Go live out your pension.
Exactly. Put your feet up. You did a good job. Maybe you did a shitty job. You did a job. Go away. And there should be, there should be an 8-year limit on it, really, because this whole 34 years for Nancy Pelosi, that's fucking ridiculous. 47 years for Joe Biden. 47 years in politics.
Yeah, and he was a shit face in the beginning too, and he's still a shit face. It's a lot of stuff that, he's not. They don't talk about the past that he did and the policies that he passed.
The only things that he's done are shitty. He wrote the Patriot Act. He passed the 1994 crime bill, and he passed a bill limiting the amount of basically benefiting credit card companies. Yeah, he's a total piece of shit. He's just another one. He's another fucking another career politician.
They said that he's a clone, because they were showing pictures of a clone.
I could see that. He looks fucking fake.
They said he looks different. The ears are shaped different, and they put a side by side of him now versus to a couple of years ago of before he came in office, and you see like definitely like a difference in the face and the ears, the forehead and stuff like that.
Wouldn't that be a trip, man?
Yeah, they said that's not really him. That's really somebody else. It's crazy.
What movie was that? Was that RoboCop or some other movie? Hey, we got a new listener in the house too. Oh, they just bounced. Donatelia might be still in the house. Not sure. Anyway, what movie was that where like the president was dead, but they just kept propping him up in front of the TVs and basically, using technology so that it looked like he was talking. Fuck, I forget. It might have been Running Man or RoboCop or one of those kind of sci-fi technology gone wrong kind of movies.
Favorites. RoboCop is one of the good movies.
That's a great movie, right? You know what I think the two most important movies are right now, though? Well, maybe the most important movie right now, V for Vendetta, because it's fucking what we're going through.
Yeah. I heard about that one.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but
oh my God, you gotta see
it. Story, like people was talking about, like you have to see that now because the life that we're living, that movie will tell you a lot. And I'm like, okay, so definitely I'm gonna have that as a movie night and get my popcorn.
And it was set in 2020. And what gave the government the right to take over everybody's civil liberties was a virus outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
A pandemic.
Yeah.
Another movie set in 2020 about a pandemic is 12 Monkeys.
Mm-hmm. That's with what's that guy? Brad Pitt?
I think he is in it, yeah. Pretty boy Brad Pitt.
He was sexy when he was younger. And then
hey, we all were. Come on.
No, it's like after he got with Angelina, I don't know. It was just turn. He was like,
the life out of him.
I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just like a turn off. He didn't look the same. Like he aged. Like she really sucked the life out of him.
Probably literally and figuratively.
I think she actually did. She sucked out his beauty.
Succubus. What do they call that? A soul sucker? A succubus? Yeah. Like that sucks the soul, the energy of your soul.
Yeah, definitely. I think she do.
Like a psychic vampire, right? Somebody that's just draining you all the time.
Like, imagine being in a relationship like that. Like, they're just like draining you, and you just be weaker and weaker and weaker around them.
I don't know how people stay in relationships like that, where it's just, ugh.
Sometimes people stay because they've been there for so long that it's just like that's all they know, and they just get comfortable with that. And maybe some people feel like, they can't find someone else, or they're not comfortable with someone else, and they don't like change because, a lot of people don't like change. Change is really hard. And some people can move on from relationships quickly, and some people can't.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, shit, I've been single for fucking eon.
How many years? Months? Days?
Well, decade plus.
Wow, that's a lot of time for yourself.
With had a girlfriend here and there for a minute here, a minute there, but but nothing serious where I was like, oh my God, I'm in love,
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Now I'm getting older and I'm like, am I ever going to find that again? But I will.
I believe that. I think in life, your soulmate is out there somewhere. And the beauty of it is to find them, because some people will die without even meeting their soulmate. And that's the part that sucks. Like you never cross paths with them.
I already met mine, but just wasn't mature enough at the time. Maybe I'll meet her again. Maybe I'll meet her again in the next life, and not be such a dick.
Are all men dicks?
Until they figure it out, yeah. But I mean, society trains us to be that way. You know, society trains us that the player gets the play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nice guy finishes last, and it's true. You know, when you're coming up, when you're in your 20s, you look around at all the assholes. You know, girls are throwing themselves at them, and the fucking nice guys, like, you know, fucking like a bad day of fishing. You're like, yep, didn't get any bites today. But then, you know, yeah, and women are brainwashed the same way, right? So women like bad boys when they're young, and then when they get older, they're like, ooh, nope, no more. Right?
Yeah. I always wanted someone to treat me good. I always wanted the good guy. I never was attracted to like a bad guy.
Yeah.
Still either way. It's like I just, haven't met the right one. And sometimes I feel like it may not happen in this lifetime, and that's okay.
That's okay.
That's right.
That's okay.
It's okay, Can't cry about it.
You sure you could, but
No, that's I'm gonna smoke and just like relax and just chills.
But eventually, get the fuck over it, and
yeah, you get fuck over it. Get yourself a hobby.
Yeah.
Keep your mind busy.
I started feeding crows.
Crows.
I'm trying to train crows.
Like the black ones, like the blackbirds.
Uh-huh.
Like the movie. What was that movie with the crows? The birds? What's it called? Yeah.
The birds, yeah. Great movie, right?
Yeah. And wasn't
Seagulls were out too,
though. In Psycho.
Which one?
Psycho.
Psycho. Oh, that was fucking freaky, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite movie too. That's one of the good ones.
And that's like back when movies were great, right? Like a horror movie didn't have to show you a bunch of gore. They didn't even show anybody getting killed in that movie, right? Like you saw the guy coming with the knife, and then you see like blood in the shower, and then she grabs the shower curtain and collapses in the bathtub, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all just brilliant. You don't, they let you paint the picture in your mind. You don't have to be shown everything, and you don't need to see somebody's brains splattered on the fucking wall.
Yeah, totally.
I love that aspect of that era of filmmaking, like that, and like that black and white era where they alluded to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the old movies, you saw a guy get shot and he fell over and died, but you didn't see a fucking puddle of blood. You didn't see a splatter. They didn't glorify the gory part.
How about Poker Dice?
Is that a movie?
Yeah, remember Poker Dice? This was about the family.
Poltergeist. Yeah.
Poltergeist. Sorry, I said it wrong. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
That was trippy. The little chick sitting in front of the TV.
Yeah. And you know what's weird about that movie? A lot of them died.
They're here.
Yeah.
Really?
And they said that movie was like cursed because a lot of people that worked on that film are dead now.
Oh, fuck.
And like the little girl died when she was like 10 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, she died during filming of part 3.
So maybe they got some kind of mojo curse, huh?
Yeah, even the little the midget, I forgot her name, the one who played like the psychic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she died too.
So like the whole premise is that they're living on an Indian burial ground, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so what fuck, I wonder.
And she was born there.
Trip out.
So that's like really scary.
How do we not have any listeners, but we just got a clap? Hey, we got a new listener. All right, voice one, what up? We were talking CNKQT, CNKGT. What up?
Joey Wood.
We're talking about some cool movies. The movie Friday, of course, has the most quotes of any movie, right? Like, you got knocked the fuck out, man. It's got so many quotes. Don't nobody come in here for about 35, 45 minutes. Right?
And he was always bugging him about that job.
Oh, fuck, exactly. And then the whole way it starts, you ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. I'm going to get you high today. Yeah, smoked out. And then, what was that? You had me up there sweating like a slave in Debo's pigeon coop.
You know he died, Tiny?
Who?
The guy who played Debo there. He died recently.
Oh.
Yeah, they made a tribute to him, and on his, tombstone, they're gonna put Tiny on it for his role in Friday.
Yeah, Tiny. Big ass fucking dude. Hey, what's up, Tiny?
Muscle.
Oh, fucking solid muscle. Riding this rickety ass bike that you could hear coming a half a block away. Oh shit, here come Debo.
Oh.
R.I.P. Debo. That's my bike.
That's his bike. He said that's his bike.
Yeah, Debo, that's my bike. But you could have it.
You can have it. It's okay. I'll come get it.
Thanks. Oh, that was rich. Thank you for that. Hey, Debo, that's my bike.
That's my bike.
Not anymore.
So funny.
My bike now.
How about when he was taking a shit? Like when the dude was taking a shit around the corner from the house?
Yeah. Hey, Smokey, what you doing down back there? Hey, look at this. Hey, everybody, Smoke Dog taking a shit over here. Nikki Baby 23 up in the house.
Nikki's back. Hey, mommy.
Joey Wood. That was a hilarious comment, Joey Wood. Debo.
Yeah.
That's my bike. Not anymore. Not anymore. What's another quote from that movie? Oh, so good. Black of the berry, sweet of the juice. I'm gonna knock the dust off.
How about hey, Miss Parker?
Yeah. Hey, Miss Martha. I'm gonna knock the dust off of them.
Hey, you guys. What's going on?
Oh, we're just having fun trying to figure out how to survive during this craziness, What are your guys' methods of survival and relaxation during this unprecedented period of craziness that we're going through?
Yo, Debo, the character of Debo cracks me the fuck up. Also, Craig's dad, that dude's hilarious too.
Yeah, Craig's dad, dude. No, get Craig, get in here. I done smelled your shit for 22 hours, 22 years. You can smell mine for 5 minutes. Get in here.
Spray it all over the place.
All day long with my foot up a dog's ass. It's my pleasure.
Oh man.
So many fucking quotes. Big Perm. I mean, Big Worm. What's up, dog?
No, man. He's like little rollers and shit.
Big Perm. Oh, man.
With the rollies on.
So good.
He is hilarious.
Man, Chris Tucker, when he first came on the scene, he was so funny. Too good. But he's one of those guys, man. He was over on the Epstein Island.
Mm-hmm. He sure was. He was right up on the
sick little bastard. But who knows if he was just over there as like the paid fucking entertainment, right?
Yeah, there's no telling. That's why David Chappelle left Hollywood, because of what was going on and what they were trying to make him do, and he wasn't down with it, and he went back to Africa, and he was like, that's it, fuck that. He was like, I don't even want the money. He left everything behind. He was like, I don't want it anymore. It's like it took a toll on him to the point of where he didn't want that lifestyle. Like all those celebrities, they crave the attention, the money, the luxury, the houses, the vacations, all the perks that come with it,
To walk away from $50 million contract, it had to be some shit, right? So and like you're saying, he's never really said what it was, like straight up. Like he never said if it was pedophilia or what, but he's hinted to it, right?
Yeah.
He's hinted about it a fuck lot, and the fact that he won't just name it means he's even kind of scared, right?
Yeah.
He's not willing to name people and names, right? And that's Dave motherfucking Chappelle. So these must be powerful people.
Because he knows that if he says something, that he's going to be on their list.
He's a dead man. Yeah. Be found of a drug somewhere with a drug overdose, or found
suicide,
or found like Chris Cornell, with a exercise band around his neck, hanging from a doorway, even though he's 6'4".
Yeah.
Some scary shit.
Hey, Dimples, I just looked at your bio, and it says that you're a paranormal enthusiast. I have a pretty interesting story if you're interested in hearing it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, her name is Dimples, not Nipples, okay?
Get it right. Let them know, baby. And then Dimples with a Z at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely tell us your story.
I want to hear your paranormal story, but I got to say something about the whole. So, actually, no, I better not.
Yo, I said Dimples, not Nipples. Okay, so yeah, I'll tell you this story. It's a little bit of a long one though, so I'll try to make it as quick as possible.
I know you didn't say nipples. I was fucking with you. I just wanted to say nipple.
You like to lick nipples? You like to lick nipples, Dave? Nipple licker.
I'm a triple nipple licker.
Ah, you said triple nipple. Okay, gotta get a third one in there, right? Like, I want my mouth totally full and busy.
Let's hear your paranormal story, my brother.
So in 1998, me and my family moved into this new house that we had built on this property. And about a year after we had moved in, me and my dad are walking around, like we walk out of the garage and we turn.
Walk out of the garage and just turn and what?
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Like, I want to know what happened. You turned around and what happened?
That's like one of those cliffhanging commercials, right? It just stops right there and keeps you on the edge. And now, a word from our sponsor. Here he is.
Sorry, I got cut off. My phone's messing up.
That's cool. Leave as many messages as you have to tell us the story, bro. I'm curious now. I need to hear this shit. Inquiring minds need to know.
What's around the corner? That's what I want to know. What did he see around the corner?
Come on, even Miss 007 Nipples needs to know.
Yeah, the nipples are hard. Needs to know.
Okay, so we walk out of the garage and we turn the corner and we see this white like blob fly across the backyard at like superhuman speed. It didn't have any arms or legs or a face, but it was like the size of a human. It was kind of like a white sheet, like a bed sheet that like flew across the backyard. And me and my dad both looked at each other, and we were like, "Did you see that?" And he was like, "Yeah, did you see that?" And we both saw it, and we just like still to this day we can't make any sense of what it was, but it still gives me chills.
Is there any chance it could have been a KKK crackhead running really fast?
Oh, I can't with you, Dave. I'm here thinking orbs, big orbs, and he's like, "No, it's the drape. It's the drape." Did it have holes in the eyes and the top was pointy?
Yeah, I need more information for sure.
Yeah, right? Let us know how the blob looked.
And well, first of all, were there any psychedelics taken earlier in the evening?
Yeah, we need to know that first.
Need to know that first, because if there's any psychedelics involved at all, then I'm going with the KKK crackhead running through the yard, jumping fences.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's happened before, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All up in there in Virginia. Oxycontin territory country.
So we live on like 120 acres, so there's nobody else around. So it wasn't a crackhead or a KKK member or anything like that. It was like the size of a human, but it didn't have any features, and you could almost it was almost translucent. You could kind of like see through it a little bit, but it just flew across the yard at like just crazy speed. You know how like when you see something out of the corner?
It probably was like a UFO or something.
Yeah, that's trippy. I mean, thanks for laughing at my crackhead KKK joke a little bit, though. I thought it was kind of funny too. Right? Because when the fuck would you see that, right? Oh yeah, a KKK on crack ran through my fucking yard.
And jumped the fence. But wouldn't they both get caught on the fence?
Yeah, exactly, right? Only their ball sack will get caught on the fence.
Oh, and have like a splinter like right on the nutsack. That'll like really hurt.
And then you might find it the next day. And that's how you know if a KKK crackhead ran through your yard last night. You go look for your nutsack on the top of the fence the next morning. That's a sure giveaway that's what happened.
2 balls just hanging there with Harry.
Yeah. So if you ever see that,
yeah.
If you ever see that, consider like, whoo, I'm lucky because I just missed that fucking KKK crackhead by hours. Like,
yeah.
Whew. So yeah, tell us more about the orb. That's fascinating, dude. I've had 2 encounters with the same UFO. So and then other trippy paranormal experience, which I want to talk about as well, but I want to hear your story.
It kind of looked like, when you see things out of the corner of your eye, it kind of looked like that, but we both saw it. And
yeah, when shit's moving so fast, you can't track it.
Yeah.
Right. And we're used to stuff moving at a steady pace, right? Like, like rabbits are kind of hard because they stop and start and stop and start. But like any kind of like a dog running or whatever, it runs at a steady pace, right? But we don't look at shit that goes hyper speed, right? So as soon as you start looking at shit that fast, we can't track it, right? So it's like you can't focus on it because it's moving so fast that the whole time it's a blur, right? There is no focusing on it, right? So yeah, good analogy. It's like they're catching it out of the corner of your eye, even if it's going right by the front of your face.
Yeah, that's like superhuman speed.
Yeah, supersonic, yo.
Supersonic. Exactly. Sonic speed.
And we're getting into hypersonic now. We have vehicles that can go Mach 5 now, which is 5 times the speed of sound.
Wouldn't that like bust the eardrums?
I think they have to wear special shit, yeah.
Ugh.
And have a pressurized cabin and all that kind of shit, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy torture on the human body.
It's like people want to get there too quickly. That's the problem. People's always in a rush.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to get to how the extraterrestrials travel, but we're using the wrong technology, right? We're trying to push and push faster, and they're not doing it that way. They're doing it some different way.
Yeah, so I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that because to be honest, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I've had more experiences with things that I can't explain than I'd like to have had.
Yeah, dude, you kidding me? If you live on 120 acres, you fucking can't believe in ghosts. Hell no, that shit would be scary as fuck.
No, right? Like I'll have like a thermal cam with me at night and just like watching everything, and I'll be like terrorized.
Oh yeah, I'd be out there fucking. I don't even smoke, but I'd take up smoking just for the nicotine. I'd be drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, trying to stay awake all night with like night vision goggles and a shotgun.
Yeah, I'll sleep all day and be up all night.
Yeah, I'd be freaked out. Like, where's the fun? I'd be putting up street lights.
Like, why they be lights, bright lights?
I'd be out in the country putting up street lights. Like, fuck this! I need to see some shit.
So yeah, so we live on all this land, and there's 3 houses on the property, and they're all really old homes that my family have lived in. Like my grandfather lives in one, and we live in one, and my aunt lives in the other, and we've had family members pass away in those homes, and their spirits are still in them because my grandfather sees things like people that have passed away, and same with my aunt and my cousins.
Joey Wood, how cool is that, man? Like, you got a little piece of like, that's how people used to live, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that'd be my dream to have a little compound with my whole family right there, you know, that all spread out in their own houses in different places, and everybody ends up paying way more money, you know. I think we've been brainwashed, away from the tribe, and so, dude, I think that's fucking awesome. That you got that going on, and don't be afraid of ghosts, dude, because ghosts are nothing but the spirit of somebody who was here before, dude. So
Yeah.
they might fuck with you a little bit if they're like, if they're like me, if they're a shithead and just want to like have some laughs. I'd be fucking with people all the time, right? Just be like, ha! I scared the shit out of that person.
Definitely.
Right? But then
Yeah.
I'd be helping other people and stuff, and but just realize they can't hurt you. Like, they can't reach out and do shit. I mean, they kind of can, but I've never heard of anybody hurt by a ghost. What about you,
Well,
Miss Dimples?
I think that in a way that it can hurt you if they get in your mind and you go crazy to the point where you end up hurting yourself because of it.
Well, there you go.
And like you
So
drive.
don't anybody become a cutter, okay?
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We have some messages there.
Sweet. Let's hear them.
Yeah, we're really lucky. Our family has been on this plot of land for about 100 years, and Yeah, it's been really cool to have like a little compound of family like that you grow up around. It's like your neighbors are your family, and it's the best.
You've got 100
That's
years.
really
That's
that's really
awesome.
cool, dude. Fuck. It's the way it ought to be. It's the way it should be, and it's the way it used to be, and it's the way it would be if we weren't brainwashed into like, oh no, but I want my own little mini McMansion over
Hmm.
here on a golf course with fucking, and then now I got to pay for a fucking gardener and a fucking maid and a pool boy and a fucking blah, 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 right? And nobody
And
grows their own fucking food anymore, and we've fallen so far, man. And I think the most important thing is in our lifetimes, this is going to become really important, is having food come from the local village or community as opposed to 100 miles away. Um, so, um, so Joey, like is that a farm? What is the 120 acres? I'm imagining like you guys probably have livestock and stuff.
I'm afraid of ghosts because my grandmother died in my cousin's house, and she still will hear my grandmother talking. And I don't want to hear that, dude. That's creepy. And I'm gonna have to jump off here soon because I'm getting scared.
that happens a lot. People's like, oh, they start talking about it, and it's like they get afraid and like, okay, I don't want to talk about it, and they'll jump off. But it's like it's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah,
It's really
we
not.
don't have to talk about it anymore, bro. If you don't want to talk about it anymore, we don't have to. But
You could
I
change.
could tell you a story. Yeah, we could touch. We could change topics. We could dodge. I'd rather just talk about your farm for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I want to know what's that
um,
100 acres, what you have on that. Yeah. What are you growing?
it,
You guys are
you
eating
know
them.
my dream. You know my dream is to put together like 5 people to buy something like that and do like a like a community.
Yeah. Like
You
5 year
know,
friends,
maybe
like your friends. Yeah.
maybe throw some tiny houses up in there and have like 10 people living on like 5 acres and growing
Hmm.
the majority of all their food. Maybe even having a farm stand where you could sell shit and sell
Yeah,
fucking chicken eggs and duck eggs and shit.
Yeah, I
definitely.
brought up the ghost story thing, so I kind of brought that upon myself. But um, we don't own 120 acres. We own 10 acres, and we're surrounded by like 110 acres of conservatory land. So,
Sick.
but yeah, we have animals and we grow fruits and vegetables in the summertime and stuff. It's great.
That's really cool.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah. I still
That's
want my
what
chicken.
I'm sorry, you go ahead, Miss Dimples. Ladies
No, I was
first.
just saying I want my chickens. I want my chickens in the community. I'll have like the chicken farm. Make
I
sure we
want my chickens. I want my chickens too.
like if we have a community and each person like who owns like a tiny home, like one person would grow the vegetables, one person is in charge of the fruits, and one person's in charge of like the chickens, and another one's in charge of the pigs or whatever stuff that we have.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
and then we
it.
share everything and bring everything to one house where we all can divide and share.
Yeah, you make like a nice communal outdoor kitchen in the middle, like
Hmm.
covered, like a communal building that's a kitchen, maybe indoor and outdoor kitchen.
Chickens are the best animal to have, in my opinion. You get eggs every day, and when they stop laying eggs, if you want, you can keep them as a pet or eat them. But they stink and they poop everywhere, so you got to have a little pen for them so they don't shit on all your stuff.
Exactly, but they're natural bug eaters, so you can let them roam around and just eat bugs. And ducks
You know,
ducks are really good too.
the chickens are the dirtiest animal, and the pigs because they be in their own feces. Like a lot of people
Ducks
say,
too.
yeah, I don't eat
Ducks are
birds.
disgusting.
They dirty.
Well, oh come on, they get cleaned before they're
Yeah, I want to
killed.
be a vegetarian because I feel bad on like when it gets slaughtered, and I saw like videos, and it just makes me
I
sad.
agree with you. I actually agree with you. I was thinking about that today, that I really want to move towards a more plant-based diet. Like,
Yeah,
because
I'm thinking about
I was
that.
having a coffee I was having a coffee and a bagel for breakfast, and I'm like, nothing died for my breakfast. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we let the chickens roam around all day, like all around the property, but then at nighttime they go into the pen so the fox doesn't get to them.
Yeah, dude. When I was a kid, we had 6 chickens, and I don't know what happened, but somehow a fucking raccoon got in the chicken pen, and one raccoon ate 6 chickens in one night.
Wow.
And it was horrible. It was horrible. It sounded like a horror movie. You could hear all these chickens letting out a blood-curdling scream, and then it got quieter, 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 and silent. I'm like, oh fuck.
That was like a freaking scary there.
Yeah. Oh, it was horrible. And then and I was like a fucking 9-year-old kid, right? So it was like a horror movie. It was fucking horrible. Then the next day, there's like these 6 perfect piles of feathers where it ate each chicken. Like, oh fuck.
That's traumatizing.
Oh, big time. I'll never forget it. I'm 53 and I was 9. I'm like, I'll never forget that.
I'm thinking about it right now. Like, oh, I have that image in my head. Like, oh.
But yeah, chickens are awesome. Ducks are really cool too. Chickens will destroy your vegetable garden. Ducks won't. You can let ducks roam through your vegetable garden and they'll just eat all the insects and shit. A little bit of grass, but they won't fuck with the vegetables themselves. And ducks are amazing creatures. Like, you can play with them. They love grapes, right? So you can roll a grape and the duck will chase it. So it's like playing fetch with a dog.
Oh wow. They're smart like that.
And they're so funny when watching them waddle. So like you can't help but laugh. Like watching a duck chase a grape. It's impossible to watch that and not just fucking crack up.
Laughing.
We had ducks too. We also had guinea hens. Guinea hens are really cool.
Yep.
And a couple peacocks, I think. Some turkeys.
What's a guinea hen?
Nice.
What's a guinea hen?
Who you calling a guinea hen?
What is that?
It's a mini hen. When I was growing up, we had local wild peacocks in the neighborhood, and every once in a while the shit would land in our oak tree and just be all they have this super loud cry. And you're like, what the fuck? They're huge birds, right? So this thing would fucking all of a sudden be all like 20 feet up in the oak tree. Like, what the fuck? Already then. It was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Oh, Joey, you know a trippy thing. When I was 5, dude, there was a wild neighborhood rooster, and the thing attacked me. It attacked my face, like the movie The Birds. Pinned me to the ground. I was 5 years old. Flew right at my face, knocked me down to the ground, and started pecking at my face.
Wow.
My grandma had to come and like save me by smacking the fucking thing with her purse.
Oh shit. Hopefully she had a lot of stuff in it.
She was on it. She was like 70 or something. She's like, I got this.
Oh, heavy purse, definitely. They carry a lot of shit.
You can't fuck with a mama bear. You can't fuck with a mama bear.
We take anything that we have in our hands and start using it as a weapon.
Yep, and all of a sudden you got superhuman strength, right? Like there's stories of a woman picking up a car to save her baby and shit. Like that shit's no joke.
We had a rooster, an aggressive rooster like that. His name was Butter. He attacked everybody that came near him. And then he got eaten by a fox. But he was really cool.
He was really cool. And then he was dead. Butter. He was cool as long as you didn't get too close to him, huh? Or was he cool because he attacked people's faces that you didn't like?
The Fox got to him.
The killer. Butter, the killer rooster.
I want to know if things
to a
that
theater near you.
Like butter.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, you remind me, now that brings us to the cartoon of South Park, because I'm stoned and a tangent, and isn't that a character in South Park? So now we can talk about Butter and Towelie. And isn't Towelie the weirdest character of all time? Like, are you kidding me? You're gonna create a character that's a stoner towel.
I loved it. I thought he was a joint.
No, Towelie. He was a towel.
Didn't he have one that looked like a joint that was rolled up though?
That I'm not familiar. That's probably a different character. But Towelie was just like a fucking towel.
Yeah.
But he was always high. Hey man, and he'd be like, "Hey man, want to get high?"
I love South Park.
Hey, I'm Towelie. Want to get high?
Our neighbor friend had a couple of roosters that he needed to get rid of, and his little son was like 5 years old at the time, named him Butter. So that's where he got his name from. His name was Butter.
It's too bad that, like, he got eaten by a fox, because you guys could have fulfilled the prophecy and cooked him in butter. Skidum, pat, full circle. Oh! I thought that was kind of clever.
Yeah.
But then again, I cracked myself up.
I'm here looking through all of the freaking... Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you about? The Simpsons.
What?
You know, I love their predictions that whatever episodes that happened a long time ago is actually happening now. Yeah, it's crazy.
They did a Clinton prediction. They did a 9/11 prediction. The Simpsons. So there's two schools of thought on that, kind of, right? Like, one is that they're being told what's going to happen in advance and that they're letting us know through there. And the other is that it's just random.
It's
shit,
too much coincidences.
Too much coincidence by far. Yep. Exactly. And you know, the FBI has admitted to working with news agencies in the past, right? Like paying to being on salary at CNN. So why would we believe that they wouldn't try to infiltrate other sources of spreading information, other methods of spreading information, right? That's what they do. Is disinformation is their specialty, right? So I bet a lot of the shit we're blaming on Russia, like as far as the election goes, I bet a lot of that is the CIA. Sowing dissent within our own country.
Yeah.
Right. So, Joey, do we still got Joey Wood in the house? Yep, sweet. Joey Wood. So you're on 10 acres, dude. That's rad.
All right, thanks for tuning into another episode and another thing with Dave. Please follow, subscribe, and share. I'm on all social media and another thing with Dave. And keep seeking the truth.